Alright, I will have Vâng read the second case.
Alright. The second case, a 55-year-old man presents to his primary care physician for persistent thirst. On physical exam, he has dry mucous membrane. Laboratory is unremarkable besides the following: sodium is 130. Urine
Don't worry about the unit.
osmolarity.
Read the
urine
number. Yeah.
Okay. Urine osmolarity 100 and serum osmolarity 395. Urine osmolarity increased to 850 after water deprivation test and to 856 after administration of vasopressin. What's the most likely diagnosis?
Should we do an extensive analysis of the first case? This case should be easy. Okay, finish your reading. Sorry for interrupt. I want you to read the answer.
A. Insulin resistant. B. Central diabetes insipidus. C. Nephrogenic diabetes insipidus. D.
Insipidus.
Primary polydipsia. E.
Okay.
Chronic. Insipidus.
Insipidus. That's
Yeah.
right.
E. Chronic kidney disease. Yeah.
Exactly. Good job. So I will let Vâng do this case on her own because we already do everything the very first case. This case is so easy. It's very similar to the first one. So tell me, what do you think is important?
Well, the first thing is the age of this patient. He's 55 years old, and he has dry mucous membrane. And I think the most important point is laboratory result, the sodium, the urine osmolarity. The sodium is a bit lower than normal.
Lower. Okay, good.
And the serum osmolarity is higher.
Okay, good.
And the water deprivation test is the urine osmolarity is increased after doing the test.
That's good.
Okay,
so if water deprivation test increase after, or the osmolarity increase after water deprivation test, usually what does it tell you? What does that tell you?
Can you suggest a bit?
Suggest what? So what happened?
I'm not understand your question.
Oh, okay. My question is, what happened? Well, what do you think happened after you administer water deprivation test and the urine osmolarity go up? Okay, that's my question.
After administration of vasopressin, the urine osmolarity go up. It can
okay, yeah, we always
can reveal.
So before we jump to vasopressin, let's talk about water deprivation first. Okay. So what water deprivation tests tell you?
Well, it can be a situation of the brain didn't secrete enough ADH, or so when you administrate the vasopressin, the urine osmolarity go up.
Oh yeah, that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
That's a physiologic response of vasopressin. Okay.
Yeah.
But why is the urine osmolality go up with water deprivation test? Does this patient have any issue with their ADH secretion or ADH response?
Well, I think that the problem is about the secretion, not the response of the kidney.
Okay, so we completely agree with you that the response is fine. Okay. All right. So good. I see you heading the right track. This problem is hard, so a little bit maybe still confusing to you. But the first thing we're gonna do is we analyze the water deprivation test, okay, to see if they increase or decrease the urine osmolality, okay. For central diabetes and nephrogenic diabetes insipidus, after you tell the patient, hey, don't drink any water for 24 hours, their urine osmolality will usually stay the same, okay. You know why? It stay the same.
Because after we take the vasopressin, the osmolarity only increased a little bit, nearly the same. It means that both the receptor and the amount of ADS is still normal.
That's good. Yeah, they have some issues with ADH. That's why the water deprivation test tell you that, hey, this patient has some issue with ADH. So that's why the serum osmolality, the urine osmolality doesn't go up if they have some issues with ADH. The vasopressin just tell you where the issue is. Okay, you see where I come in with this problem? Water deprivation test first, telling you that, hey, is this patient have a physiologic response to the lack of water? Okay, if they don't, then it's the ADH issues, okay, or something doesn't make your body respond. Think about it, when you go and you don't drink a lot of water, you don't feel like you want to pee that much, right? You don't want to go to the bathroom, okay? That means your body responding to it by secreting ADH or any kind of hormones that keep the water to yourself, okay? Now, if the water deprivation test is normal, that means that this completely normal response to your body, your urine osmolality will go up. You reserve all the water. Now, if the water deprivation test is abnormal means your urine osmolality does not go up. Okay, that means that something happening, that your body doesn't keep the water, but trying to keep peeing it out. Okay, does that make sense? I'm just talking about water deprivation test. So let me repeat myself. For patient with polyuria, we do the water deprivation test first. Patient will not drink water for 24 hours, okay? If the patient have a normal physiologic response, let's say he or she does not have any issues, okay? Just go stop drinking for 24 hours. The urine osmolality will go up because the body responds to the lack of water conditions. Okay, the body will keep all the water for itself. Okay, now if the urine osmolality does not go up, there's something going on about the physiologic response. Okay, that's why we go to the next test, which is a vasopressin test, to find out where is the problem. Is the problem with the brain or the problem with the kidney. Okay, that's what these two tests mean. So it's important to understand these two tests because it's the way we diagnose these polyuria disorder. Okay, any questions? Do you guys understand that? Does that make sense? Ask anyway, because this is hard. I know this is very hard. I'm so confused about this when I first learned about it too. What the heck is water deprivation test? What the heck is vasopressin? What's going on? Yeah, it's hard. Well, you may not understand it completely, but when you study this in school, you will. For now, trying to take what I say. Okay. Well, you understand somewhat, like 50% of what I'm trying to say.
So now you are clear about the water deprivation test or not? Like, do you need more information about that? I will send you.
You need more information about it?
I will send you about the document for that, for read more about how it's going, or confirmation test. Okay.
Now, I'm just talking about the science behind the test. So if you understand the science, you understand the test. Okay. So do you understand what?
Yes.
Do you understand, Vâng? Like 50%?
Yeah.
Well, I don't expect you to understand it completely. It's hard. You have to talk about it many, many times. But so the answer for this case is probably D, because the patient have normal response to water deprivation test. Okay. So again, let's scroll down to the next slide. I think I have the analysis there. So this case is just a repeat of the first case. So right there is the cost. So if a patient have primary polydipsia, all they have is increase their water intake, which means they drink a lot of water. Okay. So if you tell them, hey, stop drinking water for 24 hours, okay, that means the urine osmolality will go up because now they don't pee a lot. They don't have a lot of water to pee out. Does that make sense? Okay, they don't have a lot of water to pee out, so they're just gonna keep the water for themselves, so the urine osmolality will go up. Okay. For central diabetes insipidus and nephrogenic diabetes insipidus, the problem is with ADH. It's not because they drink a lot of water. They probably don't drink a lot of water. So if you tell them, hey, stop drinking water, so their body trying to respond, but they can't because there's something going on. Either they lack of ADH or the ADH resistance. They can't respond, so the urine osmolality will not change. Okay, urine osmolality only change when you have ADH or not. When you have ADH, sorry. Yeah. Okay. I really want to draw a nephron now, but maybe after I go to autofly. Okay, go down a little bit more. Okay, that's how to tell if they have primary polydipsia or nephrogenic diabetes insipidus or primary. Okay. Ignore D. It is not ignore the last one. Okay. And that's the algorithm on the left right there. If you want to memorize it, I suggest you don't. You can just need to understand this and it should be fine. Okay. Alright. Is there any slide left?
Any question?
Any question? Do you understand the water deprivation test a little bit more now? Why it's happened? Okay, if you don't, I will draw the thing out for you and make you understand, because I have many ways to explain the same problem over and over. So. Okay, so Vâng, are you still confused about water deprivation tests? You still confused?
No. That is not a problem. The signal is very bad.
It's hard. I know. So last week I tell you guys that I will spend 5 minutes go over the nephron with you guys. I will do it now. So can I borrow your screen? Actually, yeah. Yeah, can I borrow your screen for a bit? Because I will draw the thing out.
Sure. How can? Let me share whiteboard. You want whiteboard or?
I have paint on my computer, so.
So I will give you the right to control my screen. Okay.
That's good.
Yes. But don't do anything else.
Of course I won't.
Let's see, how can I give you like this? Control. Yeah. Yeah, I send you your control.
Cool. So let's go over the nephron. Since we're on the kidney, we'll go more in depth in the future if we have a chance to. Or you can just participate in the pre-USMLE class and I will go exactly in depth each part. Okay, how do I don't see any control, that's weird.
Yeah, you should accept that. Yeah, now you can control my screen. Now you can
control Coco my screen now, okay. But I want like to share my own screen. How do I do that?
Share your screen. So please, okay, let me stop sharing from my screen and you will
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, please
better.
do that.
Yeah, that's better. Stop sharing. Okay, now you can
Okay,
use...
cool, now I see it now, okay. Host
Yeah.
disable participant screen sharing. You should give me the host control again.
Yeah, I give you. It's complicated but technical.
So complicated, yes.
Yes.
Okay, this is whiteboard right here. Okay, cool. Ah, so beautiful. Draw. Alright, let's draw the nephrons. We have a glomerulus right here. That's the nephrons. Okay, let's go down here. Sorry, it's not a really cute nephron. But it is a nephron. We can work with that.
Yeah.
So, usually it's end right here, but I just like to draw a little bit more. So anyway, I can change color on these things. Oh, right here. So, what is this part?
Is
Descend.
Well, descending.
Descending tubular.
descending.
Chambers. Ascending.
Yeah.
Distal convolute tubule.
Distal.
Yeah. It's
Proximal.
Collecting
We
duct.
still have proximal part in there.
Yeah, proximal, distal. Yeah, but
Yeah.
let's just say it's a distal, because usually we're not really concerning with the thing. All right, what happened in what things affecting the descending? Usually you will have sodium absorption over here. So my handwriting sucks. Glucose. Oh my goodness. Sorry.
Let's see. Can you use the typing? Is it okay?
Oh yes, let's use typing. I don't know why I don't do that.
I don't. Yes, that's good. Yes, good job.
All right, this is what happened over here. Usually everything gets absorbed 100% of the time. Glucose 100% is absorbed. In this area, amino acid 100% absorbed. So if you see amino acid down here, something going on over here. Okay? Usually it's not going to happen. All right. In the ascending, there's 3 things that will be reabsorbed. Okay. Where's the text? Okay. Sodium, potassium, chloride. This will go in depth in the pre-USMLE course, of course. This is just the basics.
Physiology,
Okay.
yeah.
Yes. In the distal convolute tube, there will be also 3 things that can go out. Okay. Again, sodium, chloride, calcium.
Potassium too.
Yeah, parathyroid hormone effect here. And then in the close to the over here, close to the end of the collecting duct, there will be potassium and H+. Okay. Now, don't memorize this because you will be covered in your class if you have not learned it yet. But let's talk about the side of action of the drugs. Remember, we promised to talk to you about diuretics. So there will be a drug that affecting here. There will be a drug that affecting here. There will be a drug that's affecting here, and there's something that's affecting here. So if you know what's going on, what secrete, what absorb at each site, then you know what the drug do. Okay. However, this the first drug is kind of weird because it affects sodium, but the mechanism is not related to sodium at all. Okay, it's called acetozolamine. It's a very common diuretic. Do you know what it does?
Diuretic.
It's a diuretic, yeah. Do you know what acetozolamine does?
Exactly. Acetozolamine this have effect on the proximal tivulus and what else?
It's prevent absorption of bicarb.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's where acetozolamine is. To some of you, this may be just memorization. Okay. Okay. Over here, we got something called loop diuretics, like furosemide, but I just say loop. Because it stops something right here. Sodium potassium channels, technically. Sodium potassium chloride channel. Okay?
Yeah.
So, if it stops everything right here, then everything like potassium, sodium, and chloride will go through, and you end up with hyponatremia, hypokalemia, and hypocalcemia. Technically, we don't really talk about chloride, but now you know why the loop diuretic can cause hyponatremia, hypokalemia, technically hypo everything, because literally stop everything right there. Stop everything right here. The loop diuretic, okay? Over here is everyone famous, the thiazide. Oops, I don't see anything. A thiazides. Okay, and because you know is stop that, you have what? Hyponatremia. Okay, well, we talk more about it when we discuss diuretics, but I'm just telling you where the site of action is. Okay, and everyone famous ADH work here. So exactly what vasopressin does, ADH. But ADH doesn't affect this channel. So ADH affects something called aquaporin channels. So aquaporin channel. That's what ADH does, is cause the aquaporin channels to increase. So it's absorb water, that's all it does. Aldosterone antagonists affect this rear, but it's too complicated. We won't talk about it. I just give you the general idea of how things go. And in today's case talk, we talk about ADH. So ADH increase water pouring channel, make water go in. Okay, so everything else go to here, but the water stay. So all of your salt go out. That's why you have increased osmolarity down here. Okay. So, alright, that's it. Just simple nephron basic pictures.
Yes,
Okay.
very, very basic about the nephron.
This is super basic. There
But
will be
really
more.
necessary. It's really necessary for you guys need to understand about the
Yeah.
physiology of
I
the
just want to talk about ADH. That's all. But when we discuss about all this, it's another issue with kidney. So kidney is very complicated. It may take an hour to talk about just each part of the nephron. Okay, an hour on each part. I'm telling you. This part may take an hour. This part may take an hour. This part maybe 30 minutes. This part maybe 30 minutes. But when we have a chance, I will have workshop on this because I really like this topic. It's one of my favorite topics in USMLE prep. And if you guys understand each part, you know the kidney like 30%, you can go through all the diuretics and you completely understand the diuretics. Okay? Because in order to understand the drug, you have to know how the normal work first. So this is just telling you, hey, this is basic. There will be more. We will go more in biochemistry, physiology, all those channels. And I will make you guys understand. So if we have a pre-USMLE talk on that, I will let you guys know and you guys can join. Okay. Okay. So let me clear this and I will. So Xin Long is here. Let's go over water deprivation test again, just to hammer it home one last time. Okay. So let's say you have a patient. Okay. Now I can draw. I can do anything. Okay. This patient, let's say I'm trying to find the way to explain this in the very animated way, but let's just stick to the basic. Alright, let's just make up a number. Let's say this patient osmolarity, the urine osmolarity is like 300. Okay, let's just type this in. I don't remember units, so let's just ignore the unit for now.
Yeah, forget
But
it.
let's say, huh?
Forget it. Don't need to care about the unit. We don't care about
Okay,
it.
after the water deprivation test, okay. There's three things that, well, there's technically only two things that can happen. Okay. Text. More than six, usually it's more than 600, but to be consistent, we go with more than 800. Just to be consistent with the lesson. So, if the water deprivation test for 24 hours, patient don't drink, and the water deprivation test reviewed it, urine osmolarity is unchanged, okay, that means that body does not respond or does not have the mean to respond. Okay, that's how I interpret it. Okay, and this is normal physiology. Okay, sorry, I typed respond wrong. Response. Okay, and this is usually primary dips here, because your body have the mean to conserve all the water. Remember, your body keep all the water to itself. Body love to keep water for itself because it want to keep itself staying alive. So if you tell the patient, hey, do not drink water for 24 hours, the water will be deprived. That's what this water deprivation test means. You're trying to deprive all the water sources of the body. So you want to test their physiologic response. So if they have physiologic response, that means they have the mean to keep the water, then the urine osmolality will go up. Now if they don't, then something going on. Okay, either they don't have the mean to respond or they can't. So at that time we do the vasopressin. Vasopressin. Now, there's also two things that can happen after the vasopressin. Okay, if it's go up, the osmolality, we still talk about urine osmolality, will go down. Technically unchanged, sorry, not go down, unchanged. So vasopressin is like ADX. Remember the nephron that I draw is increase the water aqua pouring channel. If your body osmolality go up, the urine osmolality go up, which means that they have the mean to do that, which means they just don't have ADH. Okay, now you put ADH in the body, okay, they respond. So essential diabetes insipidus right here, okay, because they don't have ADH. They don't have ADH in the body. They have the mean, the nephron is fine, they don't have the ADH, okay? Now if it's unchanged, it's nephrogenic. Because they have the mean, they have the ADH, it's just resistant, the nephron doesn't work. Still remember the nephron that I draw earlier? Yes. Okay, so this is the simplest algorithm that I have. And I hope everyone understands this because it's a tough problem. Okay. Any questions? Long, you have any question for me?
Yeah,
I know you come in late.
I can understand it.
Okay, perfect. Everyone understand it. So good. And we complete hyponatremia. We complete the sodium. Thank God, that's done. Sodium is done. Okay, there are more disease of sodium, but we're not going to cover them because if we want to cover every disease of sodium, it will take me a whole year. Okay, so I'm just going over the high yield disorder of sodium. Okay, so today we talk about polyurea hypernatremia. Okay, and how to analyze water deprivation test and vasopressin. Okay, that's very important. It's used all the time in the internal medicine world. Okay, it's a big topic in internal medicine. Technically, this is the endocrine problem, but I just combine it with the sodium because technically water is sodium. Okay, so if you understand this, good. Any question? If you not, then you're free to go, and we done. Thank you for participating.
So any question about this topic? I think this is an interesting topic and very useful for you guys.
Next week is calcium.
Yes, you guys will go through all the like iron. Yeah, I mean it's electrolytes.
No, only
Three.
sodium, calcium, and potassium.
I mean like these are all of the like essential electrolyte for our body.
Yeah.
Right.
Sodium, potassium, and calcium. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
I can't go more. I go crazy.
And Mr. Leon very consistent with our talk and very good chance to learn from.
Sorry, it's not really. I tried to make it a talk, but it seems like too hard, so I have to make it like a small workshop
Lecture.
instead. Not lecture. It's like a workshop. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope you guys gained something out of it. If not, give me feedback so I can improve the next time. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you for joining, and to this next week we will talk about calcium.
Yeah.
Calcium or potassium first? Which one you want?
I think I prefer Brazil first.
Potassium.
Calcium first? Okay, cool.
Oh, he said
I'll do
potassium.
Oh, potassium first? Okay, sorry.
I agree too. I also want to start with potassium next. Better than.
Alright, potassium it is then.
Yes.
Okay, potassium. Okay, cool. I will prepare a lot of interesting cases.
Yes. So.
Alright, we're done. Thank you. If you guys have any questions, play back until you want to ask.
Yes.
Or you're free to go and have a good Saturday night.
Yes, and please share our talk or even like our video to reach out many people, because we believe that is also the useful information or knowledge for everyone. Okay. And see you guys next week and have
Thank you for
fun.
joining.
Yes.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye. See you.
Thank you.
Yeah.